this is the part of the battle that no one really ever speaks about. Because if you do want to consider this a part 2 to this battle, a lot of people would say that Meek won this part 2 to the battle.
Yes.
Because what ends up happening is very similar to what ended up happening with Family Matters and Meet the Grahams.
Mm-hmm.
But in a more twisted fashion, in a more diabolical fashion. So Meek Mill decides to drop the extended version of the 4for4 EP and responds to Drake with the song War Pain on the same day as Summer 16, but not only on the same day as Summer 16, but 15 minutes after Summer 16 drops. So we were going crazy over the fact that, 37 minutes or 40 minutes after Family Matters, Meet the Grahams comes out, this was even quicker. And what's fucking crazy is that Meek claimed to have a ghostwriter or someone in Drake's crew leaking the lyrics to Summer 16 to him prior, and everybody believed this because when you go through the lyrics of War Pain, he has bars like, "And you claiming you Hove now? Why you state that shit?" And if you remember, on Summer 16, Drake has the line about like, "Then I turned into Hove."
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other bars where you're like, there is no fucking possible way that Meek Mill could have recorded this and picked up on all those bars in the span of 15 minutes. So now everyone sort of like changes their perspective because it's like, wow, Meek Mill wasn't lying about having sort of this mole within the camp, and he was on his ass as soon as he dropped a follow-up track, and Meek Mill was actually at a Sixers basketball game with Nicki at the time the song was released. So there was no hesitation or any like doubts of like, well, maybe he recorded it quickly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you.
Yes.
How did you feel, or even looking at it now? Actually, yeah, fuck it. Looking at it now, how do you feel about this chess move? Because even looking at a song like War Pain, a lot of people thought like, wow, like if we got this type of Meek Mill during the heat of the battle, it could have turned out very differently.
It could have turned out very differently because the writing was a lot more focused and it was a lot more concise. And Meek Mill sounded a lot more passionate and was very angry within the performance itself, right? And there was these angles of like the mole and obviously about certain lines that he had heard, obviously dropping it 15 minutes after that. Really like, it was well played out. And then you start to ask yourself, did Kendrick maybe study what Meek Mill did in this situation? And was like, oh, not many people know about this, so I could probably take this right out of the chapter of his book, right? And I could use it to my own advantage. And what's interesting is that, like you said, when you look at the part 2 of this battle, you could obviously give it to whoever you wanted to give it to, but it's perhaps Meek Mill that takes it.
Hope you guys enjoyed that clip. And if you want to see our full episode where we break down the Drake versus Meek Mill battle and go into hidden stories, go into our opinions on who won the battle and the war and so much more, check out the link in the pinned comment because the full episode is available on Spotify, Apple, and every audio platform. And we're doing this for 3 more episodes. It's a 4-part series, so be sure to be on the lookout for our Jay-Z versus Nas episode dropping a week from today. We also have Biggie versus Tupac, Shady Aftermath versus Murder Inc. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like I said, link in the pinned comment. Peace.